you can tell me it's long overdue, is that the Cure and Fine Young Cannibals, for example, are finally finding success over there, along with another band, Love and Rockets, who climbed as high as number 3 in the singles charts with their hits So Alive. Love and Rockets, who are former members of Bauhaus, haven't let this present success go to their heads, no, and still with great good taste, retain their passion for motorbikes, Velvet Underground, Bowie, Iggy Pop and Mark Bolan, all of which makes them deserve to be on Rapido. So, here they are.
Rapido met Love and Rockets in New York, where they were playing at the Ritz. American success seems to have had surprisingly little impact on the Northampton-based band.
Although, in a way, it's a big jump, because it's obviously sort of top 10, that single and things. To us, because we don't live here, it's not really real, the fact that it was a hit single as such. I mean, if it was like a hit, say, in England, I think that would be a lot different. It would be a completely different story, but because we don't live in this country, it doesn't really seem real. I think that's a good thing, though, because then it doesn't sort of go to your head.
This drug makes me crazy, makes me see you more clearly. Oh, baby, now I can see you. I wish I could stop, switch up the clock, make it all happen for you. I'm alive.
With many Americans knowing little about the band apart from their hit single, seeing them on stage can be a major surprise.
I mean, it always happens with this band, because some things are totally different from the rest of the album, or you get just one particular song that really stands out as different. I think So Alive was like that. It sounds like a different group, but there again, there are other things on the same album that are completely different again to yet another track. I think it's the most three-dimensional sort of, the most contrasty sort of record we've made.
It's hard to imagine Bauhaus, Love and Rockets' first incarnation, ever conquering the US charts. These days, however, some of British music's less conventional elements seem to have found a place in the heart of record-buying America.
I think most of the bands that have done it and that have stayed together, and The Cure are a very good example, have done it without any element of compromise. And they've just sort of followed the natural part of evolution, and they've stayed true to their ideals, but they've just become much more popular, you know. And that's a really good thing.
A highlight of the Love and Rockets stage show is the number where Daniel Ash plays the saxophone in a skirt. Is he fulfilling some deep yearning?
That sort of thing, it's not exactly transvestite, it's something else. It's just a bit camp, the only way I can describe it, but that's hard to define anyway. But I just find it very, seriously, just liberating, that's all. It's just liberating, and it's very funny. And also, I think deep down, are just reacting against sort of redneck attitudes, which I think are essentially very unhealthy. You know, it's just like a little bit of accepting or acknowledging and not being frightened of the female side of yourself if you happen to be a male, and vice versa.
You're no big deal. No big deal.
It's yet to be seen if Love and Rockets can consolidate their US success, as the follow-up to So Alive, No Big Deal, didn't fare quite as well. So what are they enjoying most about their promotional trips across the Atlantic?
Being here.
Just working here, you know, and that rubbing off on you. But I mean, we've always liked American music because it's such a big part of rock music anyway. It always has been, you know. So, but it's just being in a position to go and see it in its country of origin, and it's that much more tangible and real, you know. So you can go to a blues club in Chicago, and it's very infectious and it gets to you.
Should I stay or should I go?